Hey everybody, I want to say thank you so much for coming to my channel. And I wanted to bring on Yeli. Thank you so much for coming. First of all, we want to say with this whole thing, really quick, we don't claim to treat or cure anything. We can only, like Yeli was saying, and I wrote it down because I love it. We can only know the individual people's experiences and testimonies. And that's what we're doing too. We're doing research, we're looking into things, and then we're talking. So, anyways, Yeli, welcome.
Thank you so much, Patricia, for having me on your channel. I have been a huge advocate of self-development, of emotional awareness, because that mind-body connection really elevates us all through our cellular level as well. I was in pharmaceutical sales so more than 4.5 years ago. So I have completely gone. I like to say, I meditated my way out of my corporate career, and I found a much more holistic and aligned path. And I've been very grateful to learn as much as I have from my very scientific medical background to being able to see the alignment and what are the things that can really elevate us and the body that is the machinery. Once you've got the software working with the hardware, now you're able to work at your peak performance. And that's really my biggest goal, is to get to that peak performance. And what is it that can get us there?
That's beautiful. So, what she's saying is it's performance within our internal machine that we're wearing. Let's call it that way. Okay, this is the human body. It's super intelligent, and we do have the blood and the cell and the bone, and that's what we're looking at, right? So we belong to the biggest company that we've ever seen. Basically, it's huge. It's called LifeWave, and it brings our awareness to what we are experiencing to a higher level. Okay, because we're talking about mental clarity, right? We're talking about repairing, regenerating, rejuvenating, like all those wonderful things. How did you find this, Yeli?
So it's been actually about a year and a half through working with one of the clinics that I work with. So I do protocols to elevate medical practices using technologies, biohacking technologies, and different forms to be able to use them in a circuit modality through a membership program so that they can elevate patient care. So in that one clinic, they had these patches, and they were actually given to me to try. And sometimes that's the best way. There's nothing, easier than just try it for yourself. See what you feel without having to be sold on something or told. I'm big into experience it, and you're the best, since it's individual, to know how you're going to respond. So I was able to see that I felt the benefits from it. I have actually shared it with others as well, done the same way, did it the same way. It was presented to me, presented to others, and they're like, "Kelly, I love these patches. Like, can I get more?" And it's just, once you start, and you will notice this when you get to a point where you have known what it feels like to not feel well, to then get to the point where feeling well is just becoming the norm again. When you drop off that, you start to really pay attention. What was it that got me to that point? And let me see, if I started again, will I feel that? And if you see that you're going to get yourself on that same trend, that's when you're going to be able to really be the best scientist to see what works for your body.
And it's called medical freedom. Oh,
Yeah.
really? We have that? Yeah.
I, I know. I have tried so many different things on myself, through different protocols. What are the technologies? Red light, cryo, which way to do it, how to do it in what circuit, so that way you are maximizing the benefits, and have created a protocol to be able to do that effectively and consistently. So when you feel great and you want to be able to share this with others, and a lot of practitioners are looking for the tools, the tips, the techniques so that they can also elevate their patient care.
Yeah. And this is so easy on the go.
Yeah.
You're literally just saying, yes, you're going to apply this in the morning. You're going to brush your teeth. You're going to put it on. What I tell people is this is like a shirt and pants that you're putting on because this is protecting you. It's a preventative medicine as well. And, I don't know if we're supposed to say that or not, but for me, I'm preventing myself from getting sick. So so that's what I'm saying. I'm preventing myself, right?
Well, we're living a very conscious lifestyle. I think that is one of the biggest things. We're actual participants in keeping ourselves healthy by what we're thinking, what we're eating, maintaining active, and of course, any extra little tips and technique and these
Always.
types of medical devices, because that's technically, even though it looks like a simple patch, it's a medical device that is actively
Yeah. And I'm
help.
wearing it. It's right here. Look.
Oh, you put it there.
Oh gosh, you know what? I wear it here. I wear it here. No, I'm kidding.
Uh,
I wear it in my hand because that's what we do. We wear it in our hands. So
mm,
this is what we're talking about. We're talking about simplicity.
mm,
Simplicity. So super cute. But it's not
definitely.
only about this, but it's I think really for me, I'm gonna tell you, I'm 52 years old.
Right?
Years young. About that.
Yeah.
So change your perspective. Okay.
Yeah.
Number one, change that mindset, right? Because we're all scattered. We're going to go over there. We don't have time for people. We don't, we're too busy here, but we're not really paying attention to the other things that are passing by. So then we don't believe in things like that. So people that are actually giving this to doctors,
Hmm.
they are struggling because they feel inferior. You understand? They feel inferior because they don't know, they don't have any schooling behind this, you know?
Can I say, and me being part of the medical community, and I've been going to conferences, medical conferences for anti-aging regenerative medicine for the last 3 years, besides the pharmaceutical side, when I was amongst that pharmaceutical world, that was more than 8 years. But there's a huge awakening in the medical field where I have sat next to physicians that are looking to all these new technologies because they felt like they were in the dark and pretty much in fear a lot of
Yeah. There's
because
restrictions, let's call it that.
there's restrictions. They have been
Period.
restricted to be able to try and look outside of what they have
That's
been
terrible.
taught. And you think that
Did
there's
you know that?
only
When I heard that, I was mad. I'm like, wait, what? I'm mad because I thought that I am, but I'm not. So what are they making me think? What am I thinking about right now? That's the problem. People are thinking, they're not understanding.
right. And that there is a lot of technology and a lot of actual data that's been suppressed because when it comes down to it, it's like who's benefiting from keeping us ill? You know? And when you're very autonomous and like in control of your own health, you feel very empowered. And I love that there's a lot of medical professionals that are looking to empower their patients with knowledge, with different modalities, versus enabling them where they feel like they're dependent on something,
Yeah,
on a medication
completely.
that ends up then having different counter, side effects. Like this what's nice about something
Yeah.
like this, it's just adding to without taking away anything from your body.
Do you find it easy to connect with your team
Physician?
physicians and what's your
Oh, definitely.
strategy? What's your
Oh, yeah.
strategy?
Yes. So the strategy on just presenting opportunities like this,
Do
being
you
able
go like cold
to,
call? Do you call them and do you know them and then you go down the chain? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, good.
yeah. So it's definitely it's powerful when you're in the
Interesting.
environments, like put yourself in the spaces where you're seen as a peer versus trying to present something to that's not, you know what I mean, like as it more of
We
a
are.
primitive educative approach and definitely as a testimonial approach. So express how you have benefited from any modality that you're doing. Like I say, I'm a huge advocate for everything that has to do with the mind body connection, clean eating. I mean, I can talk about these topics.
Yeah,
I
of course.
wrote an article on biohacking protocols
Hmm.
uh, just recently because this is what doctors want to be able to know are what are the things that they can add to their practice that's actually going to incorporate more of a
Holistic,
membership, holistic, more integrative approach.
natural.
So my company is BioOp Life, and so BioOptimized Life. This is where I'm working with practitioners to be able to incorporate biohacking protocols in their clinics using a membership program, having easy modalities that they don't have to have much of a footprint to be able to get these things in. And from there, it's supplements, it's different items that are going to incorporate a holistic approach as well. And then there's Wellness Eternal, which is actually working with the businesses that are looking to have more access and get that reach. You know, a lot of companies don't have the reach with the practitioners, so want to be able to bridge the gap between
Yeah.
that and the conferences as well. As you know, we you've been to a lot of conferences. It becomes an overwhelm because they get all this information, and then one of two things happen: they buy things that they don't know what to do
Yeah.
with, they're not using properly, or worse, there's so many options and they don't know where to start that they do nothing.
Yeah.
So we want to, with Wellness Eternal, be able to educate those that are seeking the information with the products and the services and the different modalities to be able to get a win for the company, win for the practitioner, the end user, and of course to be that facilitator. It's a great joy when we're able to get more people empowered with their wellness in any way. If it's that they're trying to empower others, if they're trying to empower themselves, we all need a little help.
Where are your boundaries when you work this way?
So for me, I get presented a lot of opportunities. So, that's what we're calling them opportunities because they're all being presented. It's what you do with it. Blocking time for certain things is, I think, the most effective use of time so that way you can give your all in that block of time. Because if we try to spread ourselves throughout all the different things that get presented to us, and then I'm not just talking business,
Yeah.
there's taking care of yourself because if you don't fill your cup up first, there's nothing to give to someone else.
Right.
So we cannot let go of what the body needs. It needs to move. You need that mental quiet. So get in your meditation time in the morning and things will start
Right.
opening up.
Isn't
You
it funny how you said meditation and then you wiggled like this? Because meditation is like you're also,
energy moving.
bring that. Yes.
We just did this too at
Wiggle it.
the time.
Don't be so stiff.
But yes, it is it's something that I was speaking to my boyfriend about of how important it is to really make time for yourself and for the things that are important to you to dedicate and give your all, be it whatever it is in that block of time. So if they're trying to do that, if they have several things on their plate, don't think that you have to have a clear plate to just do this one thing. The idea is do it as best you can in a short amount of time and then know that you did your all in that time frame and then move on to your next thing that you're doing. I
Yeah.
mean, I can only imagine. I know you have kids. I don't have any kids, so
Yeah.
Believe me, I know how, if I feel like that I have all these different things and I have no children, I can't imagine another being just pulling at you.
It's definitely time management and
Yeah.
juggling, and then you just have to go with the flow. It's all
Yeah.
about going with the flow. And you
Yes.
know what? Don't have expectations
Mm.
because things happen. That's what I say. What are your modalities to face, let's just call it this timeline, because it's also, voracious and things are happening and we're trying to align ourselves as well, especially what's going on,
Yeah.
wars and things like that.
So I definitely see the power in living this lifestyle of awareness of how powerful we are as manifestors when we are in that clear intentional state that really harm to none
Mhm.
and finding the greatest and highest path. That's how I live my life. Like if something is not, if I don't see it being a win, a win for me, a win for the divine, it's just, it's not aligned.
And I think a win for you is for your community. I
Yes.
think you're expanding yourself a lot. That's what I feel from you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're not just, this little area. You are massive because when I was asking you, do you have any restrictions also in your like when you're doing your job? Are you only international? Are you just where you are, community? Are you global? Like what are you? How do
Oh,
you
I'm definitely feel global. Oh yeah.
global?
The world is our
Woo!
playground. The world is our playground. We are meant to not stay small, even though we can sometimes retract. Because what happens is when you start to expand, it's an uncomfortable feeling because you're now being pushed for more. So instead of retracting, keep expanding because there are people that are waiting and that are watching for your example. Like I said, I just finished that article talking in a medical magazine to really elevate on these practices on biohacking, how the body is intelligent when you set it up for success. So, but it really starts in the mind.
Mhm.
Like our mind is what's setting the path that the cells are listening. So the same thing I feel like in any modality, any product that you use, that you take, know that if it's being presented to you, it's aligned. And as long as you're putting that mindset, okay, this is something that I'm being presented and it feels good, then don't give it any counter intentions. Definitely those like, oh, is this really working? Like, don't doubt when it's already
There.
doing its thing. Yeah, it's already there. Give it, it needs that, it's almost like an electrical boost. It just needs that little bit of a boost of your intention, your positive intention of for it to really achieve the best results. And that goes for everything in life.
Yes, you have to. So this is what David Schmidt says, right? This amazing guy, right? He says when I do my studies, because he's a researcher,
Mm-hmm.
uh, he says if I'm doing something that does is not supposed to be done, it never works out. But if I'm doing something that is good or that's my path, then it's easy. And I was like, oh, simple,
That's, and it's
simplicity.
funny when, because there were certain things that I get presented with, like I was mentioning before, I get presented with a lot of different opportunities. And my boyfriend had mentioned it, goes, there's a reason why you're being presented with so many opportunities. Not all of them are for you, but you will know from when it's the feeling. You shouldn't do it in fear or how
Right.
other people think. You should never do it just to people please. It should be something where it feels good. And the closer that you see it and the more in tune you are with yourself, you're going
Yeah.
to be able to understand the differential feelings
Yeah.
from feeling good versus
not
just
like it
doing
came to
it,
me.
just doing it to get it done. Very different things. And the more in tune you are, the more opportunity, like so
Oh
many
my God.
opportunities come through to you because you're so in tune that you're, it's almost like you're a light bulb and everybody's like, you can see it. You can see all the opportunities and all the opportunities can see you.
Yeah.
So really understanding that there are things like this out in the market that are elevating. So give it a try. And that's the only thing I can say is just give it a try.
Yeah.
See how you feel. Be in tune. Really get yourself in that place. Remember what you felt like prior to using it so that that way you can be your own judge after using it. But
Yeah.
you have to, the only way you know is by trying.
By trying. A lot of people are saying, well, I went to a chiropractor and he used the energy. I gave him the X39 and the energy. And here, he's saying, I don't like it. And he gave me back the X39 pack. And there's only 4 of them that he used. And I'm like, you didn't do
Okay,
that.
that's too close. That's not exactly trying it.
I know, but I think we have more options to go and talk to him some more. I'm not, see, don't give up on these people. That's what I'm saying. Let's go back. Maybe there's a way that sometimes a person, doesn't want to sell something, but it's not about them selling something, right? What is
Right.
it about? Because they're like, oh, I have to sell this.
I know. And I know this from other opportunities that have been presented as well. Sometimes it's just enjoy what it is that you can get from the product and don't overwhelm yourself. If it's on the business, great opportunities. Okay, put your time, dedicate, great. If it's being able to use the product and you see the benefit in the product, use the product. Some people are
Yeah,
meant to be consumers, some people are meant to expand the brand.
yeah. You're amazing, Yeli.
Thank you. So are you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We'll see you soon. See you
Yeah,
next time. See you next month. But definitely, I want more information on how your conference went. And
thank you.
I appreciate it very much.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Bye.